Merv Martin in place of Jai Fletcher. Not yet as a full-time race driver. He's still a reserve, but he could well be taking his seat, as Jai Fletcher was on the PlayStation 5 and that was causing us issues. And we have DXS Sinyo, and normally we have Godly Noob. These two drivers were reserve drivers and are now full-time drivers in place of the two Haas drivers that we had earlier on in the season. And as for that, today unfortunately we're only going to have 16 drivers on the grid. We had no space for 3 other reserves, 3 other reserves couldn't make it, so it's only 16 drivers today. I forgot to set, that's my bad, we'll be racing in the day, that's my bad. I forgot to set official times. Jamie Robertson will get eliminated from Q1. Andre, never mind, who according to the game had set 5 laps on soft, now he's only set 1 lap on soft, so I'm guessing it's a fresh set of tires. Comes in with a cracking 134.8, being the first and currently only driver to put himself into the 134s. B12 King did in fact get eliminated. Well, not eliminated, he crashed out, so he won't be going to Q2. As you see clouds forming. Could rain be coming in soon? Martin's gonna cross the line now. On soft, let's see the pace difference between these two guys as Martins crashes out and he crossed the finishing line, but unfortunately for him, although he crossed the finishing line, the game didn't consider his lap. So Martins is definitely out, and the longer you wait in this session, the worse it's gonna be. You know, normally I say, just wait it out, wait for the drivers to like, just go out and then take your time so you're in fresh air, no one's around you. But if I were a driver in this session, I've been out of the box immediately, get as much clear track as dry track as I can. Avoid the rain as much as possible, get the fastest possible lap time, because now with the rain, you're just gonna slow yourself down. And DPS Code has retired from the session. That's my point right there. One of the fastest drivers on the grid, Faxland, waited long to do his lap, only got a 140.6 and is currently outside of the top 10. Currently will get eliminated, won't make it to Q3, as the DXS has retired from the session. As Faxland just goes straight into the wall, knowing he's just going to set a faster lap time. That means that we have our top 10 ready for Q3, as Q3 has even more rain. And Bumpier has set a 158.6 on the wets, KCDB with a 159.0, almost 159.1, A-Dude with a 159.4. So we're seeing a pattern here of around 4/10 difference. Daru, whew. Word single of pace from him earlier on, but he comes in with a 158.0, 6/10 faster than Bumpier. Hets its new fastest lap with a 157.9, as Daru claps back at Bumpier with a 157.0. What an interesting turn of events. We saw Daru who was 6/10 ahead of Bumpier, and then Bumpier went quite ahead of Daru, and now Daru has almost gone a second ahead of Bumpier. These guys just going back and forth, trading fastest laps. Daru in pole position, Bumpier in second, A-Dude in third. Unfortunately, I forgot to set the race to official time, so you'll be seeing the only race in Singapore that's during the day. The lights are on. We have 5 red lights. I don't know why the game does this every time. It's lights out and away we go. Jamie Robertson is not in first, the game's glitched on me there. Daru is in first as Bumpier makes a good claim for first. He is in first, he managed to get past Daru. And considering turn 1, I was expecting chaos. It is very, very clean. A lot of drivers have gained and lost positions. Stanwell 12th has lost 6 positions, and Martins has lost 4. None of those contact. But most drivers have kept it in one piece. Jamie Robertson currently all the way down there. And there we go, the game's set itself. Bumpier is in fact in first. Already almost a second away from Daru. Not the best of starts from him. A-Dude almost a second behind Daru. Merv Martin in fourth. And KCDB Gexio both very close behind him. As Gexy gets past KCDB, that looked like KCDB was going to mount a challenge back there, but he didn't have room to do so, as I think we saw drivers almost side by side coming through the bridge. You know, don't got a lot of room for it, as Faxon makes a really nice move down the inside of DXasinho through the hairpin there, but DXasinho got more grip than Faxon could. But Faxon re-attacks down the inside. Oh, almost forced DXasinho wide, almost gave him wing damage. I hope he didn't give him wing damage, but that was really close. As you see, that was the Alfa Romeo, I think, of DPS Code. It is indeed spun out. He spun out in the tunnel during qualifying as well. It keeps catching him off guard. He's in last place, got front wing damage. That's going to really ruin his race. As Andre and DXasinho fighting, I'm sorry I missed that, but Andre seemed to get past DXasinho. DXasinho looking to fight back again. Down the inside he goes. They touch, and that's a crash. DXasinho got front wing damage. Andre managed to go out relatively unscathed. Jamie Robertson getting a bunch of penalties. Jamie Robertson has retired from the session. Sebi Debi gets a 5-second time penalty for severe collision. KCDB seems to have lost front wing, so I think there must have been a mistake from one of their ends. Well, yes, KCDB's got to pit. That's sad for him. There's DPS Code, I think, spun during the safety car or something, because, well, he's just having a go by himself over there. We are back racing with Sebi Debi, as Faxlind also now challenges Daru, manages to get past, and Sebi Debi also fancies getting past Daru and also does round the outside. Daru losing 2 places in one straight. In the meantime, Andre and Gexy side by side is very close, very tight stuff. Last time Andre was side by side with someone, they spun and crashed, and it's happened yet again. And this time it's Gexy who's crashed and lost his front wing. Being a clean driver, letting drivers go by, not unsafely rejoining the track. We've got a VSC. I think Andre has also managed to luckily come out of that with his front wing fully intact. How's this man pulled this off twice? And Gexy, who is currently at the top of the standings, I think also the most consistent driver on the grid, currently has no front wing, in 13th place. KCDB's retired, 10, 12, 12. Already starting to fall behind to Sonev. Out of the DRS zone that keeps him close by, and DXSS and A-Dude were side by side for a second. DXSS managed to go around the outside, and Sebi Debi is also there. He'll be looking to pounce and also get past A-Dude. Strong performance for DXasinho. Was unfortunate to be involved in contact early on in the race, but finds himself in 6th place and is on the hard compound, so could very well go until the end of the race. But I am not so sure it's possible, so it'll be interesting to see if people can do that. Tan 1212 has crashed, lost a lot of front wing. I think he crashed onto pit entry, which is unfortunate for him, as now DXasinho seemingly able to put a lot of distance between himself and A-Dude, and Sebi Debi really on. A-Dude's tail opens up that DRS. I can get the move done by the end of the straight, not even have to go. Yeah. He gets the move done by the end of the straight, not even having to go side by side on the corner. Was mounting a real challenge, 4.5 seconds behind Martins, and now Gexy is side by side with him and manages to get past as well. So those unfortunate slight connection issues from Andre dropped him a position and around 5 seconds behind Martins. I don't see many overtakes being done, but in fact he seems to be too far back to even think about it. As DXasinho also slightly too far back. Really nice overhead helicopter shots. Took a gander around the outside. Was too far off, but that DRS will now come in handy. We could see him go around the outside. He's going around the outside. Off Tan, gets past before the corner even comes. That was a nice move from DXasinho as Bumpier also really close to A-Dude. Only 3 tenths off. He's been using this DRS zone to really close the gap. Might even look down the inside. He's too far back to do it, but the next DRS zone he's going to really mount a strong challenge on A-Dude. Oh, before the next DRS zone he's looking round the outside of A-Dude. Concedes the position, now looks for the switchback. He's going to have DRS enabled. He's got more pace, he's got DRS as well, he's gonna get past in the straight. Aidwood managing to hold his own, but that combination of ERS, which is almost at 0, managed to get past Aidwood. Aidwood really fought for that. Not using DRS, even though he's got the option to. Now or at least the game told me he wasn't. Didn't seem like he was. Nonetheless though, got past Gexy. Daru gets past B12 King. Almost goes into the wall there. B12 King seemingly almost losing the rear end. But Daru seems to get past. Murph Martin now has DRS, and I reckon now he'll be able to get past. He's really close behind Aidwood. And Aidwood's once again fighting back, just like he did against Bumpier. So as long as he can keep it in one piece, Faxland could be getting his second win. And up 10 spots as well. It's been a cracking race. Aidwood doesn't have much DRS to fight with. And Sonev gets past without much of a hassle. Goes to 4th. He'll be looking to catch up to Murph Martin for 3rd place. He's got 10 laps to do so. 3 seconds is a big lap. Sorry, it's a big time to close down. But if you can do it, it'll be some good stuff. The Exasinho closing that gap to Aidwood. He is on mediums. He could mount a challenge for 4th place, maybe even 3rd eventually, because Sonev's closing down that gap. Will be hard, but he's got 10 laps. If he can do 10 laps of solid driving, he could find himself on the podium, but it's going to be some excellent stuff from him. As the Exasinho is really close behind Aidwood. Looks and has DRS, and we're finally going to see an overtake, I think, in turn 1 now. As he seems to get it done, gets past Aidwood. B12 King's retired from the session. And the virtual safety car is out. And Sonev has gotten a drive-through penalty. And Sonev has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. It's all going wrong for him now in the final few laps. And Sonev's retired from the session. Skexy is using that DRS to close the gap between himself and Martins. Won't be able to get it done now, but he's got ample time to do so. Looks down the inside now. Put him around the outside. Puts him back down the inside. Still side by side with some nice stuff, but eventually Martins had to concede the position to Gexy. With some nice racing from those. Martins loses front wing. And Martins, he's got a free pit stop on Andre, so it might be the smart call to enter the pits. As Faxland has come into the pits, he's come out of the pits. I hadn't clocked that he had gone into the pits. He's been slowly going down the pecking order, dude, due to being on such old set of tires. And Faxland now looks down the inside. I think he's going to get it done now, and yes, he does. Looks up a bit, but it's fine. Gets past Bumpier clean. He is on that fresher set of tires. And as long as Faxland can keep it in one piece, as we saw him almost spin out, would have ended his race. As long as he can keep it in one piece, Faxland looks like he's going to go win this race. And the Exasinho probably so frustrated behind Murph Martin. He's only got 2 laps left. And the Exasinho now only has 2 more DRS zones to get past Murph Martin. He's only got 1 truly beneficial DRS zone, and that's the one coming up after this next corner. So if he doesn't get past Murph Martin now, it's really a now or never situation for the Exasinho. He's managed to up to 20% ERS. He's gonna have to go all the way for that DRS. Murph Martin though has a lot more ERS available, and he's managed to keep the Exasinho at bay. The Exasinho though is still really close behind him, so he's been looking. Can he go down the inside now? He's too far back to go down the inside on Murph Martin. Murph Martin holding on for dear life. The tires pulling around about equal pace right about now. Maybe I'll give the advantage slightly to Murph Martin on pure tire pace. But Singapore's not a track really created for overtaking. And the Exasinho, less than half a lap, sorry, a bit more than half a lap to go, goes past the hairpin now, and this is the final DRS zone to get past. Murph Martin, he's too far back to get it done. Faxland in the meantime, not really much competition if as long as he can keep it in one piece. He's rounding now, turn 23. The Exasinho can't get past, seemingly like he can't get past Murph Martin. Faxland wins the Singapore Grand Prix. It's a good race for him. He did an awesome comeback. I think he gained like what, 10 positions to win this race. He gained 10 positions to win this race. Excellent stuff from him. Bumpier coming in second. Great stuff from him. D'Axasinho keeps looking left and right, but can't get past Merv Martin, and Merv Martin will scoop the third and final podium position. He gets third place, but time penalties, unfortunately for Merv Martin, put him in fourth. That means D'Axasinho nabs onto that third place, that final podium position. That puts Stan 12 in fifth, and they do now is about to cross the line. That puts him in sixth place, as we see Faxland winning the second race in a row. Cracking stuff from the lad. Poli's going to put him up in first place on the constructors standings. It's some really good stuff. Bumpier coming in second, also good stuff from him. He's had an unfortunate season so far for the most part. Faxland too as well. He was struggling a bit in the beginning races. Was involved in some unfortunate incidents. And D'Axasinho, first time driving in TRL, gets third place. So also great stuff by him. Driver of the day, for me, I'd give it to Faxland. Great drive by D'Axasinho as well. From Tan 12, some solid stuff as well. But all in all, I'd say Faxland did the best job out there today. Getting the fastest lap by 2.5 seconds. He wasn't soft at the end of the race though, so it does make sense. But nonetheless, a superb job from all the drivers. I thank them all for joining. I thank you all for watching. Godspeed, ladies and gents.